Joey back here one more time. Okay, I got some preliminary information out for you, but I got some more follow-up information. So if you've seen the first video, you can watch this one. And hopefully if you watch this one, maybe you can go watch the first video. I'm not going to try to cover a little bit of different things here. Hit like, share, subscribe. Joey Only Carry Weather Dude YouTube channel. Let's go. There it is. This is bad news. My God.
Falling out right now.
Anything could happen. Get on! Wow. I'll watch the video later. They dry mopping this. Got some more statements from Emergency Info BC now. Emergency management saying an 8.7 magnitude earthquake occurred 80 miles, 136 kilometers southeast of Petropavlovsk, as we were saying, in Kamchatka, Russia. Tsunami advisory in effect for the BC tsunami notification zones A, B, C, and D. This includes Haida Gwaii, the north and central coast, the northeast and outer west coast of Vancouver Island. Strong currents are likely, so stay away from the shore. Strong waves and currents are possible. Waves and currents can drown or injure people who are in the water. Currents at beaches and in harbors, marinas, bays, and inlets may be especially dangerous. Do not go to the shore to observe the currents and waves, please. Do not go to observe. So this is from that 8.7 magnitude earthquake off of Kamchatka. Here's where Zone A is. So you know that's Haida Gwaii, North Coast. Zone B is the Central Coast. Zone C is Vancouver Island, West Coast, from Cape Scott to Port Renfrew, and Juan de Fuca Strait as well, from Jordan River to Greater Victoria, including the Saanich Peninsula. So again, North Coast, Haida Gwaii, North Vancouver Island, Kitimat, Bella Coola, Port Hardy, Cape Scott, Port Renfrew, Juan de Fuca Strait from Jordan River to Greater Victoria, including the Saanich Peninsula. Please leave the water now. Don't go to the ocean to observe the tsunami. It may not be that big, but it may be big enough that you just don't mess around, okay? Move out of the ocean, okay? Leave the water. Move off of the beach and away from the harbors, marinas, breakwaters, bays, and inlets. Follow the official instructions. Be alert and follow instructions from your local emergency officials, because they may have more detailed or specific information for your location than I am giving you right now. Move your boat. Boat operators, where time and conditions permit, you still have a bit of time now. We have probably a couple hours before this reaches BC. Move your boat out to sea to a depth of 180 feet if you can. If at sea, avoid entering shallow water tonight, so maybe just stay out to sea tonight. Harbors, marinas, bays, and inlets to avoid floating in submerged debris, strong currents, and whatnot, or just getting jammed up against the rocks. Wait for the all clear from local emergency officials. Do not call 911 to report the earthquake, please. It's important to leave these lines open. You can also find more resources at Environment Canada Alerts, Northern Tsunami Warning Center, which we'll look at in a second, Natural Resources Canada, U.S. Geological Survey, which we looked at earlier. We have several, just so you understand, we were at a watch level. We've now increased to advisory level. So the last video I made, we're still at advisory level at that point too. Flood warning is the strongest possible language we want to use. Full evacuation is suggested at that point. Advisory, where we're looking at strong currents, stay away from the shore. The watch is what we had first. Danger level is not yet known during the watch. So that's when we had the watch first, then the advisory. I doubt we'll see a warning full out tonight, but you never know. Minor waves at most if it's an information statement, and then we'll have the cancellation. So again, North Coast, Haida Gwaii, Central Coast, Vancouver Island Coast, including Kitimat, Bella Coola, Port Hardy as well, Cape Scott, Port Renfrew, areas around Victoria, in the Juan de Fuca Strait. The Strait of Georgia is Zone E, but we're not expecting that much of a water rise. Just to give you an idea of what this tsunami would look like in Kamchatka, which was adjacent to the 8.8 magnitude earthquake, we have this video that's going around the internet right now. And Frankie McDonald really wants you to know this, people.
I did not cause an 8.0 magnitude earthquake off the northeast coast of Russia at all, for Frank now.
So now let's look at the U.S. tsunami warning system that's out there. The tsunami warning is in effect for Hawaii. Everyone you know in Hawaii and everybody you know, especially at the further rim of the Aleutian Islands in Alaska, they've probably already begun to see some effects there soon in these outer islands and moving that way. Probably protected fairly up into the Alaska Gulf, but BC coast and the U.S. coast have this advisory here. We can just click on this to get kind of an idea. All the way down the U.S. coast, the Canadian coast, also the Aleutian coast, tsunami warnings as you go further out into the Aleutian coast. Of course, we had big time damage from the tsunami, as we just saw in the unfortunate location in Kamchatka there. And then we have Japan's got its own warnings going out. Other areas have their own warnings going out. And then we have, of course, the warning in Hawaii, where they could see waves of 1 to 3 meter surge there. Okay, what are we looking at here? Warning for Alaska, Samalga Pass, Alaska. Advisory for Samalga Pass. Advisory for BC, Alaska border, BC. Could see 1 meter in Papua New Guinea, as well as Tokelau, Fiji, America, Samoa could see 1 to 3 meters, 1 meter waves possible at Yap, up to 3 meters at Jarvis Island, up to 1 meter at Howland Islands, up to 1 meter at Pitcairn Islands, up to 3 meters possible at Kinbati Island. New could see 1 meter or less, up to 1 meter in New Caledonia, up to 3 meters in Costa Rica, up to 1 meter high in Wake Island, up to 3 meters in the Solomon Islands, 3 meters greater in Russia, up to 1 meter in the Marshall Island, up to 3 meters in Midway, up to 1 meter in Panama, up to 3 meters in Johnston Atoll, up to 3 meters in Palmyra Island, 1 meter or less in Guatemala, 1 meter or less in New Zealand, up to 3 meters in Chile, Tonga, seeing up to 1 meter, El Salvador, up to 1 meter, Northern Marianas, up to 1 meter, as well as up to 1 meter for the Colombia, Ecuador, they're saying greater than 3, Cook Islands, 1 to 3 for Japan, 1 meter for Philippines, 1 to 3 meters for Hawaii, 1 meter for Tuvalu, 1 to 3 meters for French Polynesia, up to 1 meter for Vanuatu, Nicaragua, Taiwan, Mexico, Palau, Antarctica, Nauru, Australia, up to 3 meters for Peru, less than 1 meter for Indonesia, and a warning again for the state of Hawaii, advisory for Guam. Tsunami warning in effect for Hawaii and for the Aleutian Islands, advisory for British Columbia coasts and United States coasts, and evacuations underway in Japan. I hope that fills you in on some more details on this crazy event there, and let us know what you know out there. I'd like to see your comments. Please like, share, subscribe, and consider becoming a channel member. That's what keeps me fed. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye now.